What if time moved twice as fast? Well, first we have to define what that actually means. Because if everything, your heartbeat, your brain signals, the ticking of clocks, the Earth's rotation, the very rhythm of life, sped up together, then congratulations, absolutely nothing would change. You wouldn't even notice. In fact, the very idea of faster becomes meaningless if you're comparing everything to itself. It would be like doubling the size of the universe instantly. You'd never know, because your measuring tape got longer too. But let's assume something more interesting. Let's say the universe itself starts moving twice as fast. Physical processes, light, radioactive decay, entropy, but our biological perception of time stays the same. So you, the observer, experience time normally, but the universe around you is suddenly on 2x speed. Basically, everything gets turned into a YouTube video you accidentally left on double speed. First, the obvious. Days would be 12 hours long instead of 24. The Earth would spin twice as fast, meaning we'd get 2 sunrises and 2 sunsets every day. Your morning commute, now at 3 a.m., your lunch break, at 6 in the morning. Night would last just 6 hours, which sounds awesome until you realize your circadian rhythm wasn't designed for daily jet lag. Global insomnia would rise faster than your rapidly approaching second sunset. Second, you'd age faster. Or more accurately, the world would age faster while you just sat there blinking. Plants would grow in half the time. Your dog would now live 7 years in 3.5. And if you're 20 today, by next week you might be attending your own retirement party. Okay, that's dramatic, but still. Food spoils twice as fast, batteries drain faster, your coffee gets cold in 3 minutes instead of 6, and every time you blink, your houseplants gain an inch. Interestingly, radioactive decay would speed up too. So the good news, some nuclear waste might become safe centuries earlier. The bad news, your smoke detector will run out of its little radioactive core way sooner than expected. Oh, and cosmic radiation increases. You'll tan faster, or if you forget sunscreen, crispy faster. But let's go bigger. Economies would collapse. Why? Because productivity would technically rise. Factories make things twice as fast, but humans stuck in their slow time perception would still only get 8 human hours of work per day. Except now those 8 hours happen in what feels like 4 real-world hours. So every boss on Earth starts shouting things like, "Why aren't you meeting quotas?" while you're still trying to finish your first cup of coffee, which has gone cold. Twice. Streaming services? Chaos. Every movie is over in 45 minutes. Good luck following a plot. Dialogues sound like chipmunks with degrees in philosophy. TikTok becomes unwatchable. On the other hand, you can binge an entire 10-season show in one day, assuming you can read subtitles that fast. Spoiler, you can't. And then there's the small matter of physics. If light still moves at the same speed relative to you, but everything else is going faster, that implies some weird warping of space-time. Maybe clocks start to desync with atomic standards. Maybe GPS satellites lose their minds. Maybe Einstein rises from the grave, takes one look and goes, "Nope," and crawls back in. Let's not forget the biological implications. Your metabolism wouldn't know what hit it. You eat breakfast? Fine. 3 hours later, dinner time. Except to your body, it still feels like lunch. Insulin levels, hunger hormones, REM sleep, none of it matches external time anymore. People start getting chronic fatigue, jet lag without flying, and birthday cake for breakfast, which sounds great until your 40th birthday lands 2 years after your 20th. And what about relationships? Imagine trying to maintain a long-distance relationship when your texts arrive twice as late. You say good morning, and she replies good night, and somewhere in between you've accidentally ghosted each other because 2 days passed and your phone battery died at warp speed. Entire dating apps collapse under the strain of twice as fast swiping. On the bright side, bad dates end quicker. One surprising consequence, music becomes really, really hard. Unless you're Beethoven the Hummingbird, everything starts sounding like a Looney Tunes remix. Composers will need to write in halftime. DJs will weep. Spotify's normal speed becomes unbearable. And forget playing instruments unless you've trained in hyperspeed drumming. Mozart is now EDM. Now let's talk global warming. All other things being equal, twice the solar exposure per 24-hour cycle equals more warming. But it's complicated. Weather systems would spin up, quite literally. Hurricanes rotate faster, winds howl more often, jet streams whip around like a toddler on sugar. Climate models would need a serious update. The butterfly effect? Now it flaps its wings every 0.5 seconds and causes tornadoes in 30 minutes, not days. But here's the kicker. Humans aren't built for this. Our bodies have evolved over millions of years to match Earth's pace. If you speed up the world around us but not our perception or biology, you create a mismatch we're not designed to handle. We'd be constantly out of sync. Half the world would live in confused chaos, while the other half would try to monetize it with time-speed crypto tokens. Spoiler, they crash. And yet, after a while, maybe, just maybe, we adapt. Maybe we start measuring time differently. Maybe we invent new calendars, learn to nap more often, except that seasons come and go like TikTok trends. Maybe fast becomes the new normal. After all, time isn't a fixed thing. It's a slippery human invention we pretend to control, like taxes or fashion. So what if time moved twice as fast? Honestly, we'd probably still be late for work. Subscribe, guys, for more interesting